Most lottery winners buy mansions, quit their jobs, and disappear into luxury. These 12 winners did the exact opposite. Number 12, John Haydu, won $1 million and didn't know it. Most people check a lottery ticket the moment they buy it. John Haydu waited 6 months. The firefighter from Maple Ridge, British Columbia, had been buying lottery tickets for years. Nothing unusual, he simply slipped each ticket into his wallet and carried on with life. One of those tickets was worth $1 million. For 6 months, he responded to emergency calls, worked long shifts, and lived exactly as he always had, completely unaware he was already a millionaire. Only after scanning the ticket at a lottery kiosk did he discover the truth. He checked the screen twice, then a third time. Instead of celebrating with expensive purchases, John said he'd simply been lucky. The money was life-changing, but it didn't change who he was. And surprisingly, his story isn't even the most grounded on this list. One winner hit a $336 million ticket inside a Bible. Another went back to driving a bus the very next morning. And one cook kept working the exact same kitchen for 20 years after her win. Number 11, Ruth Breen, won £1 million and kept delivering babies. A Euro Millions notification popped up on Ruth Breen's phone during her lunch break at the hospital. £1 million. She was a midwife in Wigan, England, not wealthy, not looking for an escape from her job, just a woman on a break, staring at a number she didn't expect. She went back onto the ward that same afternoon. Nobody there knew a thing. 10 years later, she's still there. Same hospital, same ward, same shifts. We've tried to keep our feet on the ground, she said. Working really helps me do that. She didn't buy a bigger house. She stayed in the one she already owned. Her reason wasn't financial. It was personal. She wanted her daughter to grow up, seeing that money doesn't have to change who you are. Most people would call that restraint. Ruth just calls it Tuesday. Number 10, Morris Williams, won $5 million, and his mom had to talk him down. A quick stop at a 7-Eleven, a $50 scratch-off ticket, an ordinary Tuesday morning commute. Maurice Williams, a school bus driver in Washington, D.C., scratched the ticket in the parking lot and sat frozen behind the wheel. $5 million. He called his mother first, sure she'd help him process it. Instead, it was her who had to calm him down. Only once his hands stopped shaking did he put the ticket away and drive to work anyway. Days after turning 59, finishing his full shift like nothing had changed. His only stated plan for the money, buy his mom a house, something he says he'd been promising her for years without a way to actually do it. No resignation letter, no dramatic exit, just a bus, a route, and kids waiting to be picked up. Sometimes the biggest moment of your life fits quietly into an ordinary morning. Number 9, Vito Halassan, won $7 million and refused to quit. A school janitor in Surrey, British Columbia, wins 7 million Canadian dollars days before his 58th birthday. Reporters expected the obvious, a resignation, a goodbye speech. His co-workers half-joked that they'd never see him again. Vito Halassan gave them all the same answer. He wasn't going anywhere. Maybe fewer hours eventually, but the same job, the same mop, the same hallways he'd cleaned for decades. He said the work gave him something the money couldn't: purpose. $7 million, and his Monday morning routine didn't move an inch. Number 8, Kevin Jones, won £6.1 million, and still showed up at 5:30. A bus driver in Crewe, England wins £6.1 million on the national lottery. The next morning, at 5:30 a.m., Kevin Jones was behind the wheel of his usual route. His passengers boarded like it was any other day. Not one of them knew they were riding with a millionaire. He said he didn't want to let them down. Not on his own terms, not overnight, not without saying goodbye properly. It would be one of his last routes. But the ending was his to write, not the jackpots. Number 7, Julie Jeffrey, won £1 million and kept cooking for the same firefighters. A fire station cook in Watford wins just over £1 million on the UK National Lottery. It's 2002. Her partner Chris eventually retires from his own job. Julie doesn't. She keeps cooking for the same firefighters at Garston Fire Station for more than 20 years after the win. Reporters who tracked her down years later found her doing the exact same shift at the exact same stove. Better holidays, she said, but the same life. 20 years of stew and sandwiches, funded quietly by a jackpot most people would have used as their exit. Number 6. The Sydney nurse, won $107 million and never told the world her name. In 2019, a nurse in her 40s became Australia's biggest individual lottery winner in history. $107 million. She chose to stay completely anonymous. No name, no photo, no headline with her face on it. Even most of her co-workers never found out. The following week, she was back on her hospital shift. "I'm still working," she told officials, "and my husband is also still working. We both love our jobs." Her name never made the news. Her story is still referenced years later. Number 5. Roy Cockrum turned $259 million into someone else's dream. Before the jackpot, Roy Cockrum was a former monk working as a theater stage manager, a job that barely covered the bills. Then he won $259 million on the Powerball. He didn't buy a mansion, he built a foundation. Since 2014, that foundation has given away more than $25 million to American theaters, the same underpaid, unglamorous art world that had employed him for decades before he ever bought a ticket. Theater companies that once had to beg for grant money suddenly had a former stagehand deciding who got funded. He still introduces himself as a theater person first. A jackpot winner, a distant second. Number 4, Merle and Patricia Butler won $218 million and never left home. Red Bud, Illinois. Population, under 4,000 people. A retired couple wins $218 million. Their share of a record Mega Millions jackpot split 3 ways nationwide. Reporters kept asking the same question in a dozen different ways. So, where are you moving? At a small podium in their local city hall, Merle Butler finally said the only thing that seemed to matter to him: "We've lived here a long time. We don't plan to go anywhere else. No relocation, no new social circle, no gated community, just the same small town, the same neighbors, and the same convenience store where they bought the ticket that changed everything, without changing anything at all." Number 3, Louise White won $336.4 million and told no one for a month. An 81-year-old widow in Rhode Island wins $336.4 million on the Powerball. She doesn't call a reporter. She doesn't call a friend. She tucks the ticket inside her Bible and waits. For nearly a month, Louise White quietly hires a lawyer and sets up a trust, all before a single camera ever captures her face. Half her town suspected something. Nobody could confirm it, not even after weeks of guessing. By the time she finally stepped forward, the structure was already built. The patience came first. The spotlight came last. Number 2, Manuel Franco won $768.4 million. 3 weeks after, trying to save his first $1,000, 24 years old, renting a modest place in West Allis, Wisconsin, trying, like a lot of people his age, to save his very first $1,000. 3 weeks later, a single Powerball ticket handed him $768.4 million. Reporters expected talk of yachts and mansions. Instead, Manuel Franco said this: "I plan to live my life as normal as much as I can." Unlike many lottery winners whose lives changed dramatically, Manuel Franco actually did. No bankruptcy filing followed. No tabloid meltdown ever ran. Just a young man who went from counting toward 4 figures to holding 9, and chose the word normal before any other word came to mind. Number 1, David Kaltschmidt and Maureen Smith held a piece of the biggest jackpot in history and, change nothing, $1.586 billion. The largest lottery jackpot ever recorded, split 3 ways across 3 different states in the biggest Powerball draw in American history. One of those winning tickets was bought at a public supermarket in a small beach town in Florida by a married couple running an ordinary errand. David Kaltschmidt and Maureen Smith's share came to $327 million in a lump sum. On his way to claim it, David told reporters the jackpot wasn't going to change his day-to-day life. He mentioned, almost as an aside, that he'd lost 10 pounds from the sleepless nights beforehand, not from planning purchases, but from the sheer weight of holding $250 million without telling anyone. Imagine holding a secret worth $327 million and waking up every morning pretending nothing had happened. Most people dream about becoming rich. David and Maureen dreamed about staying exactly who they already were,